shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather.
Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, be a little breezy at times, those winds down to the southwest. Otherwise, we'll see a high of around 47. Tonight, we'll see clear skies with an overnight low around 24. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies do return. We'll see an afternoon high around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me short. Look at me short. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown. Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakoven.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
What's going on there, Walker?
Not too much. You good?
Turn down his other mic.
Little fella, can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
It is on.
Is this another edition of the Captain Show, Tuesday?
I believe so.
It's not even Tough Talk Tuesday. Do we have the kids in the building today?
Does not appear so. Not yet, anyway.
No kids in the building today, Terrell.
That's a good thing.
Let me ask you guys a couple questions because we're just going to talk today. It's just going to be an open, random conversation. So, College Football Network put out a first-year college football head coaching rankings. Give me some people you think should be a part of that. And where should they be? It's top 15.
Louisville coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff Brom probably should be number one, although they did drop that one to Kentucky there at the end.
Yeah, but they're still playing for a conference champion.
Yeah. He'd definitely be number one. I would be interested where they put Dion because, again, he would be, if you did this poll like early in the season, he'd be number one. And then for the second half, maybe close to last, but still brought a 1-11 team to 4 wins and a lot of.
You could also say Northwestern coach, but he's an intern.
David Braun. Yeah.
Will we count that as a first year coach?
I think so. Is Braun? Yeah. Well, he did coach the whole year, so it's not
okay.
Yeah. So I'd probably have him up there too. Those guys got to be 1 and 2.
I don't even. I could here. Let me just give it to you, so then we know, and I'm not. teasing you guys a little bit because right now I'm teasing you. So number 11 on the list, and I didn't. There's no particular order. I just felt like when I say no particular order, I only put the guys that were notable guys that I knew. Okay. But you can go look at it for yourself. Number 11, Trent Dilfer, UAB. You buying that or you kicking it?
What their record was?
I think they were close to. I know they were winning season or something, but he changed them around. I can see real quick what UAB's record was. I would imagine it was decent for him to make the list, but Deion made the list.
Yeah,
and I think
that's interesting enough higher.
Yeah, I think Deion made the list because of the buzz and the money that he created for Colorado, right? And the fact that he did win 3 more games than they won all last year. So you can't take the job away from Deion, just like you can't take it necessarily. I mean, we won 1 more game than we won last year. Had we won 4 more games or 3 more games than we won last year, there'd be more buzz about Coach Rule and what he's done here. But because we only went 5 and 7 versus 4 and 8.
So you want to put Trent Dilfer on there?
So Trent Dilfer
4 and 8.
4 and 8. Yeah, and they went 7 and 6 the previous year.
I'm just
that's
telling
probably
you,
why he's at 11, not number 5 or something.
Yeah. I just think the impact. I think these coaches had impact on the program or something. Number 7, Ryan Walters, Purdue. You buying or kicking?
I think that's fair. I mean, they did finish with the victory over Indiana. That was 4 wins. They're kind of a I want to call them a tough out. They're just kind of unpredictable because they could push some teams and then just didn't show up other days. I think in the long term, that's going to be a pretty good hire and a good team. But yeah, I mean, it was they kind of had their first year kicks to it. So I mean, I buy it. That's probably about where it should be.
Coming in at number 6, Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes.
I think could be a little higher. Won 4 games out of 1 from last year. Did do a whole makeover on the team, but they're probably right. There's better coaches out there than had a better first year, so we're not gonna.
His son ended up with like a fractured back by the end of the year. That offensive line. I mean, they had some holes. They couldn't run the ball. They obviously had troubles, deciding on who was calling the plays by the end of the year. So it was a little bit disorganized near the end. But again, you can't deny that was not just the story in college football throughout the first 4 or 5 weeks of college football season, but in sports. And then the other thing again is don't overlook the fact that's a 1-11 program that just has not had any signs of life in 20 years, basically, outside of maybe 1 year there. I like that. I like him being a little high on the list, despite the record not being overly impressive.
You're right, Bob.
Okay, so we skip up to number 4, Tim Beck, Coastal Carolina.
Nice, yeah, former Husker
coach.
Yeah, well, and offensive coordinator,
co-offensive coordinator.
He was the offensive coordinator here.
He was. I'm just kidding. I know. I like to put that. Well, he was the running backs coach first, though.
He was, yeah.
And then they fired Watson sometime during the next season, not the same season. It was the next season, I think. But anyway, I thought Coach Tim Beck, I mean, he's done a great job at Coastal Carolina. Of course, he was at Ohio State for a long time. And then number 1, G.J. Kinney, Texas State. So how can you leave Coach Rule off that list?
Rule wasn't even on the list?
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying. Top 15.
For winning 1 more game than Scott Frost probably would have won. That's why you want to put him on the list?
Well, you got guys.
That's not an upgrade. I mean, you just won 1 more game than last year.
I was just wondering. That was all.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
Oh, you have Trent Dilfer on the list. He had a worse team by 3 games.
Whoever made that list, I'm glad it's not national because I'm glad it didn't pop up on my phone.
Well, it said College Football Network.
Yeah.
You can look it up.
A lot of writers for those guys.
I agree with you. I think you'd have to go with David Braun.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win Big Ten Coach of the Year. And then the Louisville coach, again, they did lose to Kentucky, Jeff Brom, but which kind of takes the steam out of the ACC championship game kind of makes me want Florida State. I mean, I don't know if I want Florida State with Jordan Travis out. I kind of want Louisville to win that game because I don't know the quality of competition.
It's a shaky game.
Yeah,
it's a shaky game right now. I if I had to go today to pick that game, I probably would go with Louisville. But as the week goes on, it's going to be. We got 7 games this weekend, so
we got them already picked out.
No. It's 7 games period.
Just championship week. We can only pick the championship games.
Yeah, it's only 7 games.
Can we pick them
today?
Yeah, that way by Friday.
Early in the week.
If we want to change, we can change.
No.
What's the game?
Look, who is your whoever you gamble at, sir? They got some bad rules.
I don't gamble. I don't know what gambling. I stopped gambling.
If you got a bookie, he's a bad fella. Let you change your bet.
Who does bookies?
So there actually is 10 games, and they're all championship games.
Talk about it, Bach.
But Oregon and Washington will be basically a college football semifinal play-in game on Friday, the Pac-12 game. Of course, Washington barely edged out Oregon earlier in the year.
9-point favorite.
That could also.
Oregon.
That's probably also whoever wins that might win the Heisman. I mean,
do you believe Oregon is a 9-point favorite?
No. After losing to Washington earlier in the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's really swinging there.
It's the same thing. We were a 2-point favorite after going on a 4-game losing skid.
Yeah.
A team that basically was on a 3-game winning skid, I guess, or winning streak. I don't know what they were.
We couldn't go bet on it anyway. You can't bet on home games. I would have went with Iowa anyway.
You'd have to go over to across the border.
Yeah, I'm not traveling that far.
No,
if I go that far, I have to stop by and see VJ.
Oh, that's right.
So,
so the other big games this weekend, of course, Oklahoma State and Texas, the final send off. Maybe Texas can leave the Big 12 as Big 12 champs. The SEC game, Georgia and Alabama. And then we got, of course, the Big 10 game, Michigan and Iowa, and then Louisville and Florida State, like we said. A couple others on the docket. SMU and Tulane, App State and Troy. Boise State, who fired their coach but still made the championship game against UNLV. New Mexico State and Liberties on Friday as well. And I don't know if I mentioned the MAC game, Miami of Ohio and Toledo.
Watch this. Upset number 1.
You're picking one already?
Oklahoma State is going to upset Texas, and they're going to beat Oklahoma and Texas on their way out.
That would be nice.
Of the Big 12.
Yeah, I'd like to see it.
Is Oklahoma State the front runner now for the Big 12?
I think Texas is probably favored. Oh, you mean once they
leave?
Yeah, probably. Oh, we lost Rashawn there for a second. I'll bring it back in. Yeah.
You guys were sounding very mechanical, so it scared me.
Oh, okay.
I thought you guys were Optimus Prime and the Decepticons or the Transformers. Somebody, you could have been Autobots, but I doubt you guys are Autobots. He's a black shirt. Most black shirts are Decepticons. Autobots, transform, roll out. You know that guy did. You know that guy died.
The voice of him.
The voice of Optimus Prime, the original voice of Optimus Prime, he passed.
Oh, was it lately then?
Yeah, I think this year.
He said that yeah, black shirts are Decepticons.
Yeah,
oh
like
my
that.
God.
That's the truth.
I would rather be Cobra. Go Cobra.
Yeah, exactly.
And y'all be G.I. Joe.
Yeah. You already know. You Snake Eyes or somebody like that, Destro.
Yeah. Or the GoBots. Remember them?
Mm-hmm. How about this in basketball news? Detroit Pistons lose 14 straight games. How does that affect your the fans if you lose 14 straight in the basketball game?
It depends how many fans go to the game because it don't look like too many care.
They're 2-15, and they just lost to the 3-14 Wizards.
Got blown out by the 3-14 Wizards.
Yeah, I don't know how much tickets cost to that game, but they might be paying you to get in the door.
Man, you might want to check that and see what the tickets to that kid to get to. Who's it more expensive, Detroit or Washington?
Washington.
No.
What's more expensive?
Yeah, to get into the basketball game, Detroit or Washington?
Probably now one of them, probably free.
Regular season NBA games are kind of weird. They don't.
Depends who's playing.
It depends who's playing.
Now, if you get the Lakers or Golden State or even Phoenix or somebody with the big superstars, then you go see someone like Milwaukee and
Well, I'm just saying, even for like the players, like if the game's on national TV and they know it, they might step it up a little bit. But for having 80 some regular season games, sometimes it just feels like they're going through the motions. And I don't know. I've been to a few regular season games where they weren't, it wasn't going to be a national TV game or something. It's just it lacks the intensity of maybe a college regular season game, where it just feels more important for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
How about this for news? See, I'm just throwing out. This is our there's no football going on. Okay, you guys don't want me to talk about Nebraska football. I get it, because there's nothing good to talk about right now, except for get in the weight room, get bigger, stronger, faster. That's it. So I'm just talking about news now. But Colorado, third decommit in a week. Third decommit. Now, if I'm Nebraska, wouldn't you be looking at some of these guys that's decommitting from Colorado? Or no?
Well, it depends on who they are, but yeah, likely if they're Dion level recruits, you would think so.
Yeah, how many 4-stars we got in this recruiting class?
I don't know. It's never more than a handful usually.
How many 4-stars are committed in this recruiting class? Somebody's got to tell me that.
Do you actually think these kids are going to say, I'm going to decommit from a 4-7 team and commit to a 5-7 team?
Yeah.
No.
So Nebraska has 3 4-stars right now, according to 24/7. Carter Nelson, Roger Gradney, and Preston Tuuma. But I also saw Kansas State not just recruiting out of their quarterback room. They're losing 3 guys in like 24 hours out of the quarterback room. And Will Howard obviously being one of them. There's a few interesting guys now in the portal, which doesn't even officially open here for another week or so, December 4th, I believe. Mm-hmm. And there's a few names. Tyler Van Dyke at Miami is an interesting name. Will Rogers at Mississippi State. Again, I don't think Nebraska is usually in consideration for the top names, but you got to play this kind of system because you got to wait for the portal. Different guys make decisions at different times. So you got to maybe sometimes strike while the iron's hot. Max Johnson, a guy that kind of considered Nebraska back in the portal once again. So there's already some names.
Once again, we don't want him. If you've been in the portal, we don't want you.
I think he's a grad.
Go get you.
Okay. I think, what about the Kansas State quarterback? Is he a good fit for Nebraska? And is it, because he's a grad transfer, isn't he, Bob?
Yeah.
So, he obviously only got 1 year. That means we bring another kid in. I know we got a kid coming in from Omaha that's a quarterback to groom him or learn from him. Is that a safe thing to do? What do you think about the K-State quarterback? Look like he can run too, though.
Dang, Bach hit the ignore button on you. He's still ignoring.
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I'd like Will Howard.
Yeah, who else I'm looking at? I'm looking you dead in your face.
You're talking to me, Jeff.
See these 2 cameras? You see your camera and my camera? Yeah. Was I turning this way like, hey, is this my imaginary friend sitting over here that damn you, Box.
I should have picked up on the
ignore button. No, he went Whipple on you and went to sleep on you.
Oh, my God, Box.
But I like
you might want to ask me that question, Terrell, because I don't think he still knows.
I can't see your face. I don't talk to people I can't see their face.
Will Howard stepped in.
I don't know what they should do is just have a screen right here so everybody can see who's on the streamline. Obviously, I can't see this guy. That's why I never talk to him, because I never see his face anymore.
You can hear me. You can hear me.
I got to see you. This is visualizing.
First of all, you've been doing radio now going on a year.
Over a year. Last year, I was coming back from the bowl game, picking up wins and finishing second place. So don't say it's been over a year.
I'm glad you said that. So then there's no excuse for you
There's
not
no
having.
excuse for Buck to ignore me like this live in the studio. His face is buried in the phone. He has and I'm just talking.
Listen, there's no excuse for you not to have a computer with the streamline in my face in front of you. There's no excuse. You have the PlayStation 5. That's the latest and greatest technology you can get. So for you not to have a laptop.
Oh, I had one. I broke the screen. Screen broke on it.
Then you don't have one.
Well, I did.
You don't have one currently.
I don't need one.
You do, because you're complaining about not being able to see my face.
Well, I could just ask Bach to turn the
computer over there so he can see me, Bach. Don't do that to him. He's already.
There you go, in the red room. Great to see you. There you go. I can talk to you now. How you doing, friend?
He's already feeling a certain type of way. Let me. I had to turn and face you now, so I had to look at you there in the eyeballs, Terrell Farley. I'm gonna need you to get Bach together, okay? He shouldn't be falling asleep on you. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give some coffee at break right here. He got to pay attention. He needs a little caffeine. From the mill coffee house with Beatrice Bakery.
Okay, so since we're talking quarterbacks and we're talking transfer portal, check this for transfer portal and talking. There's 2 guys in the transfer portal from Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Levitt. Did we face Sam Levitt?
Let me double check. I think that was the quarterback, because they were kind of running through different guys who started against us. I think it was.
We don't need no quarterback from Michigan State. Nobody in the Big Ten West that cannot put points on. I'm done with the Big Ten West. I am done with it.
I know, but he's not going because I believe whoever this coach was is coming in. Sam Levitt is leaving, and Caden Hauser.
No, yeah, he played Hauser.
Yeah, well, whatever. Go look them both up. I think Levitt was a pretty big recruit coming out of somewhere in Oregon. But the coach that they hired didn't offer him a scholarship coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yeah, I'm gone. Is that somebody that we would look at?
I'm with Terrell on this one. I think maybe if you're up against it, but you look at these guys. Hauser threw 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I mean, there just wasn't a lot there. Even in the Nebraska game, they were
he's another pretty.
They were doing trick plays to really get big chunks on us.
6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Look, that's not a lot of playing time. If we're gonna bring in a quarterback, it's got to be a grad student. And then you bring. I think Nebraska needs to bring in 3 quarterbacks. Probably not in the next 2 years. Probably 2 this year and 2 the next year, till you find out what kind of quarterback and what kind of system you're really gonna have.
Yeah, against Nebraska specifically, Hauser was 13 of 20 with a touchdown, 10 carries for 13 yards.
Did they win?
They did win.
Oh, okay. I'm not saying that we should go get the kid. I'm just throwing out different ideas, because now that the transfer portal is open, Texas A&M, any of those guys can transfer. All the schools, like I would totally see what all these schools that are getting new coaches, I would see what they got. Guys gonna be leaving. Now, if you compare any of those guys to the guys that we have, and they can't beat out the guys or they're not expeditiously better than the guys that we already have, then I think you have to move on and try to get somebody that you can get and build on. But this quarterback situation is going to have to get fixed. And I want to, when we do come back, I was getting ready to throw it the break, but when we do come back, I want to know what you guys' grades are for. We can start with coaching, and then we can end with whatever you want to end with. But I want to start with
positions. We're gonna go positions or just coaches?
No, positions.
Okay.
So if it's the quarterback's room, we'll start with Satterfield. And then we'll say, look at the room. What do we need? If you telling me 3 quarterbacks to that room, I'm telling you, 2 of your quarterbacks you got leaving. I don't think they'll compete. I could be wrong. I hope so.
That's one thing we need.
We need a competition. Yeah, absolutely,
we don't need to just hand somebody a ball and just tell them to go, because that didn't work this year.
Yeah, it won't work at all.
Drop. I would have loved to play against this team. Probably had 3 touchdowns in one game.
Throw it to break, Terrell.
All right, this is the Captain Show. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brent.
Excavating.
All right, the fastest two. Oh my God, I was going too fast. The fastest 2 hours.
Slow down.
All right, y'all. The fastest 2 hours of radio will come back. 93.7, the ticket.
Got him.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join me, Sip, and Coach Bush for Early Break this Friday, December 1st at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just out the 48th and Holdridge. Call today to reserve your free lane for free bowling at 402-467-3249. And if you don't bowl, still enjoy free coffee and donuts. That's this Friday for the 60th anniversary of Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. Early Break from 6 to 8 on location.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Asking for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brant.
We're bringing heaven to Lincoln with a waffle unlike anything you've ever experienced. Heavenly Waffles combines an incredibly fluffy recipe packed with protein and a medley of angelic toppings. To elevate the experience beyond your typical waffle and syrup, take the opportunity to try out this divine creation and pair it with a coffee from the mill as we celebrate Heavenly Waffles Wednesday from 8 to 11 a.m. at the 93.7 The Ticket Studio.
Enjoy some Heavenly Waffles this Wednesday, November 29th at the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street. Parking available on 11th Street or in nearby garages.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Dang. He had a whole wardrobe change. Wow. Is that what happens when you turn into a superstar?
Who's that?
Terrell. He just had a different hat. Something's different.
Did you change something?
No.
You have a coat on or something?
What?
I don't think he changed.
Something's different about Terrell. Tell us, Terrell, what's different?
I'm standing up at work today.
Hey, what about Professor Rick says James Mons from Indiana at quarterback for Nebraska?
No, we don't need anybody from the Big Ten. We just need to start over fresh and go get us a dual threat quarterback, or you're going to get just a more of a pocket passer quarterback. More likely, I think we need a dual threat quarterback.
What about the South Dakota State quarterback?
What about the Holy Cross quarterback everybody keep talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. This is Matt Rule's team. He knows what they need. I think it'll be between him and Satterfield how they approach this thing and what they think that they need. Maybe they want to roll with Chubba Purdy and roll the dice on that. But, like I said, I think we still should just grab one or two and still bring in the freshmen next year. So, it's a possibility going into camp with 6 quarterbacks, move Jeff Sims. I mean, eventually Jeff Sims, he knows he's done playing quarterback here. So I don't think there's anything he can do football-wise to think that he's probably going to play quarterback again here.
We talked about this last year, and you talk about the whole Scott Frost. We had Verduzco. You had an offensive coordinator. So you had 3 different offensive minds in the building. And I thought Taylor Martinez did well, but he threw interceptions in the wrong times. Now, do we feel like our quarterbacks developed, meaning got better over the year, or did it digress?
I think it's hard to say because Harburg, I think you kind of got him figured out. I think maybe from his play you would say he digressed, but I think he got banged up, and so kind of the threat was to be able to run you over, and then by the end of the time that he was playing, it wasn't there. So I think that's kind of tough to say because I think defenses just began to kind of figure him out. Jeff Sims. I don't think. I mean, it's tough to say with him too because there just wasn't anything there all year long, and Purdy you only got to see at the end. So I don't know. That's it. I wouldn't say if you can't answer it, it's obviously they didn't overwhelmingly progress, right? But
it was a standstill.
Yeah,
it didn't go forward. It didn't go backwards. It's not a situation that. Well, we can say, we knew Casey was better than any quarterback we had on the roster this year because Casey throws the ball very well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not going to make that comparison, but quarterback drop this year, it dropped real low.
Mm-hmm.
Double H really, he brought the love back because he ran the option. I mean, that's why people really liked him. He's a great athlete, but he wasn't the answer. Now, Purdy came in. We seen it for a whole game against the probably 5-10 top defense of the unit, but still not the answer. Jeff Sims definitely not the answer. I mean, Purdy had a good game. I believe he can win 5 games for us. He can win 5, but probably because he gets banged up a lot too.
Yeah,
he's got to have surgery on the groin. It's just we don't have time to baby somebody in the spring with missing quarterback time. That's just something we can't afford to have.
I'm gonna look at this real quick because I was just going through. You think about recruiting, and where's Eric Fields?
The linebacker.
Yeah,
he got redshirted.
So he did redshirt for sure.
Yeah.
So I just want to go through who's some of the transfers. These are the transfers from 23. You got Tyler Knack, 6'7", 300, from Utah to Nebraska. I don't think he played, did he?
No, but I think he was kind of in the backup offensive line unit by the end.
Okay. Big kid. You got Jacob Hood from Georgia to Nebraska, 6'8", 342.
Need to hit the weight room. Need to get body mass and stronger, I think. And
didn't do much for us, did he?
Nope.
Did they say, and I think he's got, I can't remember, was his ankle, it's like chronic ankle problem or something like that, but it was, the word that's a little bit worrisome was chronic. It was like, okay, this might be to stick around.
You thought we had a line at Georgia. I remember when before the season we was getting all them Georgia players. You was all stoked. You was so stoked. Oh, we got Georgia this. Avery Gilbert. Oh yeah, that's one name.
Corn dogs.
Yeah, the corn dogs.
Some corn puffs. That's what we got. Bunch of corn puffs.
Got a lot of championship rings in here.
That's about it. We went everywhere. We went everywhere though. We went Texas A&M. We went to Florida. We went to Georgia.
He's going through them still.
I'm going through them, Terrell. Don't steal my thunder. Why you want to do that? I'm calm. I'm cool. I'm not yelling. I took my medicine. I feel pretty good. Don't you like me this way?
I've been around you in every situation, so it's just which Rashawn I'm going to get today.
All right, here we go. Avery Gilbert. We know that was a bust for sure. And I'm not Tyler and Jacob, not bust. They just need time. Now, I call them bust because you went in the transfer portal and got them, and they couldn't help you immediately.
I don't think that's. I know that's how you view the transfer portal, but I mean, like look at Omar Brown and Deshaun Singleton. They didn't help 2 years ago, and then this year, they're starting safeties. I think some guys can be projects from the transfer portal.
Deshaun Singleton is got 4 years, right?
What do you mean?
How much? Well, I guess we need to know how much eligibility they got left as well. We know Avery Gilbert had 1. Matter of fact, he didn't have any eligibility. Georgia. MJ Sherman, right now is probably the highest guy, right? Did you say MJ Sherman?
Of all the
Georgia guys?
Oh, the Georgia guys, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and what kind of rank you'll give him? We got Billy Kemp, who was a senior. It's over with. So for 400 and some odd yard, no, we didn't have a receiver over 350.
No, Kemp ended up with 310.
Perfect. So was he worth the 310 yards that he brought to the table?
Well, if you didn't get him, he led the team in receiving.
No, you missing my point. I'm not saying. Hold up. I'm not saying was Billy Kemp was worth every dime, everything that Billy Kemp brought to the table. It was worth it for Nebraska. I'm talking moving forward, and I'm talking to get you into the psyche of what we need if you're going to get in the transfer portal. You don't get in the transfer portal and you don't pay these guys.
Well, I think
you ain't going to get not one of these guys out of the transfer portal because they just want to come to Nebraska. Who?
Yeah, probably not many of them.
You think Ben Scott left where he was at? Where was he? Arizona State?
Yeah.
To come start at. And now Ben Scott, to me, is your best transfer portal get.
Yeah.
Out of all the transfer portal, Ben Scott is the guy because he started every single game. He scrapped every single game. Period. You can't give me another guy. Elijah Judy, was he worth it coming from Texas A&M? Did he pay dividends during the season? Is the only way that you can weigh whether or not they're worth their salt of going to get is what they did in the season. So did Elijah Judy block the field goal? Did he do enough to make us say that was worth us going to get Elijah Judy and taking reps away from maybe another defensive lineman who wasn't maybe Maverick Noonan, who maybe wasn't as didn't have the numbers or the juice that Elijah Judy had coming out, but was the juice worth the squeeze? I'm not telling you it is or not. I'm just saying, just look at it.
Judy, again, he's a sophomore this year, so and he came over from Texas A&M, I think, with one tackle. So part of this is our own expectations to say, hey, MJ Sherman and Chief Borders and Elijah Judy, hey, they come from Florida and Georgia and Texas A&M. We got SEC guys. Well, you got a bunch of guys that are redshirting or playing special teams on SEC teams. They're not battle tested. So to expect them to come in and lead the team, it was the hope because we didn't know about some other guys stepping up. But as much as the hope was for the transfer portal guys to help that defense, what we had in stock actually helped the defense and helped it in a great way.
Elijah Judy played in 12 games in his first season at Nebraska in 2023, missing only the Iowa game due to injury. Judy finished the season with a career high 8 tackles and 1 sack. Get out of here.
He's still here. That's what I'm saying, though. He came to Nebraska with 1 tackle.
You want to look at his NIL value?
I'm sure his NIL value is all right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
see, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Terrell had 8 tackles and 1 sack in 1 game, probably in the first half. And I'm not knocking Elijah Judy. I think he's got to continue to get better. My point, and he's a D lineman, right? My point is, if you're gonna go get guys, go get some guys that can actually help. That's all. Get guys that can come in and start. It wasn't like we was that strong anyway, was we? We're not strong all the way across the board on our football team.
We got a lot of depth at the defensive line, though. That's where he was battling for playing time.
Okay. You gave up 160 plus yards against the worst offense.
I thought this guy was going to be a starter, though. We labeled him as a starter before the season.
Yeah. No, none of them. It should be. Okay, here, let's keep going. Josh Fleeks.
I
think he was underused, but was he worth the squeeze for 1 year?
I think so. I don't know how much his NIL value was. He wasn't one of those guys.
No.
I'm not even talking NIL value. I'm past NIL value.
He wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I'm saying he wasn't worth us going and getting out of the transfer portal and committing dollars to when we probably had somebody of the Josh Fleek stature already in the locker room.
Josh Fleek saved the shutout streak. He is the lone reason. I do.
You know what? I think
I don't want to get shut out.
Let me say this part about this.
Get shut out.
Josh Fleek didn't max his value because, first of all, he came from a Rule program, so he knew who Coach Rule was, and he didn't maximize his potential or didn't even try to. You know, if a former coach I played for went to another team, let's say in Canada somewhere, he asked me to come to Winnipeg. You know what I'm saying? He came and got me. I mean, there's no reason for him not to flourish under Coach Rules, and he played for him already at Baylor. Yeah, that's the funny thing about it.
I go get Terrell for the radio station.
Joshua Fleeks finished 17 carries, 130 yards, 7.6 yards per carry, and a touchdown.
Mop up work.
Yep.
It was mostly that big run against Michigan. 8 receptions, 69 yards.
Stop it. This is somebody that coach went out and got, that played for him before, or he recruited, who knows, who had 1 year. If you're going to go get a kid that's got 1 year to play, don't you think you should go get Marvin Harrison Jr.? Here's $5 million, Harrison. Let's go.
There's not too many Marvin Harrison Jr.'s out there, and if they are, they're not going to a 4-8 program.
I'd agree with that. Well, there's a million Josh Fleeks out there. It's a bunch of Josh Fleeks. You ain't gonna tell me, okay, you know what I mean? You know how I know? Who would you take if you had one pick, Josh Fleeks or Jalen Lloyd?
I'd take Jalen Lloyd.
What about you, Rel?
Jalen Lloyd.
Thank you. It's, you know why? Because it's upside. You got 1 year with Josh Fleeks. You got another 3 to 4 years with this young man to groom him, to show him how to catch the ball, to show him how to use his body, to show him how to use his moves, double moves, triple moves. Come on now. So anyway, I think another wasted one. Chief Borders. Now, Chief Borders is young, right?
I believe relatively so, yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 years at least left, I believe. Yeah. Okay, comes from Florida. But Chief Borders, to me, shows signs, flashes, glimpses of greatness. Glimpses. But then he would also show signs of blowing gaskets, not being where he's supposed to, not being able to find the ball. I'm only talking football, ladies and gentlemen. So Chief Borders, I think, is a guy who, with given some TLC, Chief Borders could turn into a megastar for us. 6'5", 240. Okay, so to round it out, you got Jeff Sims. Was that worth it?
No, that was not the good one.
Corey Collier. Who was that? What number?
Backup safety.
What number?
I don't know.
You don't even know what number the guy is. Okay, and then Marco Ortiz, we know, long snapper, of course. I think he's the number 3 guy that pay dividends. But now, if we look at this same transfer portal next year, and after the season, we say the same thing. We got one guy who was decent enough to start the entire year out of 12. That's a problem. Choose wisely, Nebraska. When you're in the portal, choose wisely who you want and who can help this program win football games. 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Captain Show. I'm with
the black shirt.
And
Bach.
We'll be right back.
November is Carbon Monoxide Awareness Month, and John Henry's is leading the way in keeping your home safe. Don't let this silent killer go unnoticed. Carbon monoxide is odorless, colorless, and can be deadly. To ensure the safety of you and your family, John Henry's is offering 15% off a carbon monoxide detector this month. Call John Henry's to schedule today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known, but what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today, on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Experience flexibility like never before with Ace Rent-to-Own. Whether you're decorating a new home or upgrading your electronics, they provide easy payment plan options that suit your budget. No credit checks, no hefty interest rates, just straightforward renting solutions designed with you in mind. Find great options to make a beautifully furnished space or surround yourself with the latest gadgets. With Ace Rent-to-Own, it's all within your grasp. Visit acerentoown.com and bring home more than just a product. Bring home a lifestyle.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, be a little breezy at times, those winds out of the southwest. Otherwise, we'll see a high of around 47. Tonight, we'll see clear skies with an overnight low around 24. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies to return. We'll see an afternoon high around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known, but what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's Jake Sorensen. Join me, Sip, and Coach Bush for Early Break this Friday, December 1st at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge. Call today to reserve your free lane for free bowling at 402-467-3249. And if you don't bowl, still enjoy free coffee and donuts. That's this Friday for the 60th anniversary of Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. Early break from 6 to 8 on location.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back with Vershawn Jackson. Powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I got my hat from Rollo. Trying to get you a computer now, Terrell from Rollo.
No.
You need one.
I plug it up and all the power in my house goes out. No.
Whoa. I mean, it might jack your passwords and stuff, but I don't.
No, I'm okay. I don't have internet at home.
You know how Rollo is. All right, here we go. Quinn Ives, red shirt. It's got 4 years ago. No.
What he play?
Yeah, he did a little kick return. That's about all he did this year. But yeah.
But he red shirted. So I think in that situation. And I'm going back through the commitments. Before I was going through the transfer portal guys.
Speaking of commitments, though, real quick, I wanted to bring this up. Anthony Rizak, a West Side quarterback, following his brother, committing to Notre Dame. Now, I believe this is a preferred walk-on spot. He just tweeted it out not too long ago, but certainly interesting.
If he plays, it will be more than interesting. And the kid's got a big heart, man. I'm telling you, he's an athlete. So I can see that kid playing somewhere in Notre Dame in the near 2-3 year future. Where? I don't know. What about Jason Masajak?
I don't know.
I just like to go through these because Sincere, Safewella?
Yeah.
Red shirt?
Yeah. He was the one that had that tweet that kind of got us up in arms for one day. That's what I remember from his first year at campus. But he stood out. I mean, he's a lengthy cornerback. He looks. I like the look of him in the spring game. I think he's got a high upside if he shows up to class and stuff on time, I guess, or whatever.
What about DeAndre Barnes?
Yeah. A lot of these guys didn't really do much this year. Obviously, sitting out the redshirt year.
Yeah, I'm interested in looking at Dylan Rogers. That's what I really want to look at. Dwight Boodle got hurt, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Jalen Lloyd, of course, did what Jalen Lloyd does, which we needed Jalen Lloyd. And I think like Gunnar, Gatula, and Brock, those guys were backups, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to see, like, other than You had Malachi Coleman, Cam Linhart, Jaden Doss. What about Ryan Van Poppel? Now, I know he was behind.
He flashed there a few times. Yeah, I like the future for him. Obviously, being able to play that quickly on that defensive line looks like a bright future for him. Also, don't forget the kicker, Tristan Alvano.
Yeah. Well, what about Bryce Turner? Wide receiver, 6'2", 180. Where he been? Red shirt?
Yeah.
The reason what I'm doing is just throwing out different, just so you where are these guys? Let's stay up with these guys, not let them fall through the cracks. Whatever happened to Ramir Stewart? Safety from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, DB room thick, so he probably most likely redshirted.
Okay. So my deal is I'm going to look at all of it. I want to look at 2024 commits. Who we got on the 2024 class that's coming in? Carter Nelson. How good we think Carter Nelson is going to be?
Well, obviously, in the long run, you expect him to be, one of your staples of the class. This is a huge gift for them. He's generally regarded as a top 50 guy. He could commit to anywhere. But again, once you go to like immediate impact, is there going to be quite a bit of a learning curve, or at least, competition curve going from 8-man football to Big Ten football? I would assume so.
Well, first of all, he probably need to gain about 30 pounds. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
So, you take a red shirt. I mean, that's the best thing to do. Some you don't want to play at all. Some I don't care about the 4-game rule. I just don't want you to play at all. Something freakish could happen and you tear your ACL. Now you miss it most of next year.
Yeah.
Just being out there. So I don't want you on there. I don't want you on the field, period, unless you're a 50-50 player that I think like a Malachi, like a Jalen Lloyd, then, I will let you dress. But, once you don't play, you don't play at all.
Yeah, Carter Nelson is so athletic that I don't know if you can sit him.
Yeah.
I just don't know that you can. I saw him do between his legs reverse jam. That's not normal.
Yeah. That's why I think, I would expect him to play. I don't know if you can redshirt him, but especially, I don't know if you play him at tight end. Maybe you move him out. You kind of move him around the field. But he's you just don't have a whole lot. You can start to put a lot of athleticism out at the wide receiver kind of position. Obviously, you don't have a whole lot of experience, but that's one reason why I would expect him to play pretty quickly, is because there's not. We just talked about it. They're not going to bring back anybody with over 250 yards receiving.
Okay, so here's what concerns me. When you look at the running backs room, realistically, who's in that room? Besides Johnson, who's in that room?
Gabe Irvin, Ramir Johnson.
Ramir Johnson's done.
He might be trying to come back.
Gabe Irvin, I'm not saying he's done, but bruh, when you've been hurt 3 years out of the 3 years you've been here, that ain't a good look.
Yeah, it's not an overly stacked room or anything like that. That's why I wonder too if they would look into the transfer portal for a guy there. I like what Emmett Johnson does, but is he a number one back that you're going to give 30 carries? Not that Nebraska's going to give 30 carries to anybody, but is he a guy that you can consistently give 18, 20 carries a game?
I think he is.
Could be.
I think he's that guy. I
don't know if he's big enough to be that guy. I think he's got to get bigger.
Well, now here's the time to get. This is why they call this the offseason right here. It's time to get bigger, better, stronger. And Emmett Johnson did. I think he earned the right to go into spring ball as the number one running back. No question at all.
I agree with that. Somebody's got to knock him off his throne. I thought
I think Gabe Urban needs to work his way back up the ladder. Probably start off at third or second. But right now, Emmett Johnson, he carried this thing, probably 2 fumbles, not the fumbler that much, but that's not the issue with him. The issue with him is learning the playbook and learning how to played D1 ball like a freshman, and he did a great job at that. So I would reward him by being the number one back coming into spring football.
When you think back to running backs, give me the best running back since Amir Abdullah.
Probably Divine Zigbo.
Okay, and we didn't find out about him until his senior year.
Yeah, he had to really work his way into
People
the
had
mix.
to get hurt and do all kind of crazy stuff for him to get shot.
Yeah.
Other than Zigbo, who you got? Mills.
Yeah, Dedrick Mills.
But you can't compare. You can't even begin to compare them to Amir Abdullah.
No. There's been nobody even close.
So okay, so
Wandale.
So in the recruiting room, don't we have to look at these guys, their dynamic, their breakdown, and say, we got to find a guy like this?
Well, you had that guy, and he decommitted.
Who?
Lacey. He's having a killer year.
But you have to remember, even Amir was a 3-star, and he came in with 2 4-stars. Sometimes you got to find the diamond in the rough. Alabama wanted him to play cornerback.
You have to develop them. You got to develop them. I think when you hear Coach Brown, because I think Coach Brown was the running back coach at the time, when you hear Coach Brown talk about what was going on, how it was going on, he developed into that. Now, did he have talent? Absolutely. But you when you hear the stories about Amir Abdullah in the weight room, first one in, last to leave. See, those players are built. You can have 5 stars on you all you want to. Hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Fastest 2 hours in radio in second hour. We'll be right back.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space. The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today, with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, which started in Hastings in 1983, I often reflect on the Lincoln men's stores no longer here. They are McGee's, Ben Simons, Landon's, Rothschild, Sir Winston, Post and Nickel, Ragman, Murray's, Miller and Payne, and Joseph A. Bank. You know where I'm coming from. Gary Michaels has been battle tested, and we are committed to serve Nebraskans as your premier store for men for many years to come. Gary Michaels Clothiers, 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, be a little breezy at times for those winds out of the southwest. Otherwise, we'll see a high of around 47. Tonight, we'll see clear skies with an overnight low around 24. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies do return. We'll see an afternoon high around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown. Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start.
Hopefully, terror.
Number 43.
And Jake Bakoven.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppels Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Bach. Just having some brain farts today there, Bach.
Real quick, I'm going to go through these. Here are all the guys that will be coming in for us. Carter Nelson, tight end. Roger Gradney, athlete. Preston Tamua, offensive lineman. Ja'Cory Barney, athlete. Daniel Kalen, quarterback. Isaiah McMorris, wide receiver. Caleb Benny, safety. Davon Hall, wide receiver. Willis McGahee, he's still coming, right?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Okay, good. Edge rusher, linebacker. Evan Taylor, cornerback. Big kid, 6'3", 180. Ashton Murphy, D lineman. Carlin Jones, D lineman. Gibson Pyle, offensive lineman. Braylon Prude, linebacker. Jackson Lee, edge. Mario Buford, athlete. Keelan Smith, tight end. Ian Flint, tight end. Rex Guthrie, safety. J.D. Crisp, safety. Eric Ingwerson, athlete. Donovan Jones, cornerback. Probably is going to be more. It got him at corner, but I think he's going to be more of a linebacker. Landon Davison, offensive lineman. That's the big kid that committed during camp. Quinn Clark, son of Ken Clark, 6'5", 190. He was there in the building at the Iowa game, matter of fact. And he was excited. Jake Peters, offensive line. Camden Coop, punter. Now, nowhere in there is a running back. You got one quarterback, 6 receivers, 4 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen. Terrell, you said we need linebackers. We got one, which I think, again, some of these kids can morph into that linebacker spot, right? You got 5 defensive backs and then 5 special teams guys, which, I think they put special teams guys as athletes. So like Ja'Cory Barney, but he's 6 foot 160. So I think that's a guy that can go either way, but probably more towards the life of corner when they go athletes. Now, Roger Gradney, 6'1", 190, 4-star, could go either way. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if you said Carlin Jones. He's a defensive lineman, but
I did. Bay City.
Yeah. I mean, but you're especially nowadays. It is weird to look at the younger commits. I mean, obviously, we did have guys that stepped in and helped right away, but especially with Nebraska now moving forward with the program. Remember last year, that last offseason was somewhat about everybody looking over at Dion and doing a complete roster turnover. Well, Nebraska still did quite a bit of a roster turnover themselves. Remember the whole lead up to spring and even to summer camp where it's like, well, who's going to have to leave? They have too many scholarships. And so I don't expect that necessarily this year. And that's kind of the exciting part, obviously, of going into year 2 is you're not looking at this class and going, well, they better get this guy here or that guy there. Now, modern day, you look at the transfer portal for that, and they do have a few holes, obviously, that Nebraska fans want to see filled. But I'm interested to see the approach of the coaching staff, because while we all from the outside sit here and say, well, they need this and they need that, and certainly a quarterback, and you're seeing that nationally as well. I know Matt Rule said that they felt like they were close, that they were losing games by field goals and going into overtime. So it doesn't feel like they need to completely overhaul anything or change too much. They just need to get that 1% better each day that they're talking about and continue to develop along this line, which I think to a degree is true. But that's where I think you have this problem of like, hey, we're a team and there's no difference between the offense and the defense. Well, right now there's quite a bit of a difference. So the defense is more than close. They're there. I mean, they've got to get a little bit better, obviously, to move up into that next echelon. But the offense isn't necessarily close in my mind. They maybe took a little bit of strides on the offensive line. You've got young guys at the wideouts. Like we said, not a whole lot of depth at running back. Quarterback position is completely up in the air. I don't see that side of the ball as close, and I don't think most people would, given the results and the stats that we see coming out of it too.
Well, I think the offensive line, to me, was the one really, really bright spot and most consistent spot. When you did run the ball, you had success. But we didn't make an effort to really run the ball and let those guys eat, maybe run the ball and let those guys run downhill and run 10 straight running plays. You got to give guys credit where credit is due. And I thought Raiola did a good job of getting his offensive line where they look better than they did last year, significantly. Well, let me ask you this. Did the receivers look better or worse than last year?
Well, Trey Palmer certainly alters that discussion.
You keep just saying Trey Palmer. Go back and look at the stats of the guys who caught balls last year. Were the tight ends better or worse than last year?
I don't know, because I used to like Chancellor Brewton, so
yeah,
I don't know. I think the receiver room was worse than last year's.
Listen, the tight ends weren't as good as last year. You look at the 2 guys you had last year. Vokalek, you wouldn't take a Vokalek right now? Well, was Allen still there?
No, that's 3 years ago.
Yeah, but it was him and Chance. That's who you're talking about, Terrell. So you wouldn't take a chance right now?
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying you got to get better than the previous year. Running back wise, which one's better, last year or this year?
What'd you say? Offensive line?
Running back.
Running backs.
Running backs last year.
Well, that's a weird conversation too, because you had a better version of Anthony Grant.
Yeah, instead of this version we got.
Yeah.
My point is, and the winner is last year. Hold up, quarterback play better this year, or last year?
Last year.
Here, I'll give you one you might be able to win. Defensive line. This year or last year?
Better this year.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How many sacks did we have?
In total, it was like 30 plus sacks.
Was that significantly more than last year? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We'll check that for the next segment. But I'm just simply saying, okay, defensive backs. Better this year, last year?
Last year.
Gotta be. Okay. Let's go with, what am I missing? Linebackers. This year, last year. Now, that might be a little tough.
Yeah. I'll say this year.
Why?
Because you got younger guys who's stepping in and contributing more guys like the Bear and Buddha. I think last year, Luke Reimer, he didn't have a great year, but he had an okay year.
Reimer had a pretty doggone good year last year, I thought. I guarantee you.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh, right. No, 100%. No, if you're looking at the future of the linebackers, I think, yeah, I'd agree with you, but that's a tough one. That's a coin toss. Okay.
So Nebraska, by the way, finished with 32 sacks this year and 21 the previous year. So that's quite a jump.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so the most improved probably part of our football team is the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing though, because because you say last year because that Bill Bush group was a blitzing team, but the Shenanigan first half, wasn't a blitzing defense. It was the sit and react defense. Now, if you take Bill Bush for the whole year, now you're talking probably 30-something too, though.
That's true.
Because you have two versions of that defense from 2020, from 2022.
Yeah, but it was 4 games. I don't know if they quite get the 11 more sacks, but I get your point. But because there is a huge difference between the numbers.
Games of sacks, baby.
Right. But I'm just saying there is quite a bit of difference. It's a good point between pre Bill Bush and Bill Bush taking over on defense. It really muddies up their stat numbers altogether when you look at comparisons from year to year, because the beginning of that year was god awful, terrible, one of the worst defenses in the nation, and by years in they rounded out pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got everybody. I mean, I offensive line we know is better. To me, the most improved core was the offensive line.
How about special teams?
Oh, shaky. I give them. You want to grade them?
I don't know if I want to grade them, but I'm just saying from year to year, I think Buschini had a better year 2 years ago. Bleak Road was 9 of 12, where Alvano was 9 of 15, and Bleak Road was on the bench this year. So, I mean, I think they had a better year, last year than this year.
Last year.
Yeah, we still didn't get a punt return. Not a real one.
Yeah,
we did, but he got blasted.
Either way, there's no returns on either team.
He ran one back. He ran one back Friday and fumbled.
Yeah, we didn't get a return. My point is, in every game, there's 1 or 2 opportunities to get a punt return and take it back, or at least try for it. And I'm saying in the punt return game, we did nothing. So, I don't know who was worse. I don't know, because earlier on, before Bill Bush took over, remember we had that Michigan State debacle.
We beat Iowa.
We definitely beat Iowa. So I ain't go dock you on that one. So I'm just saying, I think we got to start paying attention to, one, the recruits that we got coming in. Let's ride with them in their career, right? I was a football player. Terrell was a football player. there's a lot of people that don't necessarily ride with the young guys. You don't know about the guys until you hear about them in recruiting. And then if they never play, you might not ever hear about them again. And I'm saying as a fan, as a former player fan, I'm interested in seeing 3 years what Carter Nelson is going to be doing. Right? I'm interested in seeing what Quinn Clark, what's he going to look like at 6'5", 205 right now? How big is he going to get? Right? So you got to go dive into these young guys because that's the future, man. The transfer portal is not the future. It's not the future. The future is these guys that we're going into their homes and convincing their moms, their dads, their significant others, and whoever else makes decisions why they should come all the way across the country to play. 8 from Nebraska, 8 from Texas, 2 from Colorado, 2 from Florida, 1 from Hawaii, 1 from Iowa, 1 from Maryland, 1 from Missouri, 1 from Montana, 1 from North Carolina. Why they should want to come to our great university and play. And hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. Listen, fastest 2 hours in radio. Good march. You said. Terrell Farley.
It's 11:26.
Are you asleep?
No.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Just want to make sure you can. When we come back, Terrell Farley has got the floor. We're going to see what Terrell Farley's Fashionably Late segment is going to be about.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. Put me in the game, coach.
Throw it to break, coach. You got it. You got it, coach.
When we come back, we're going to talk defense with Tony White. Is Nebraska safe, or are we in danger of getting another defensive coordinator? Right back on the ticket, 93.7.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down. But don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out their deals on monthly memberships and schedule your Husker watch parties, birthday or bachelor parties, corporate and team outings, or just a good old Saturday with the boys. That's all at Double Eagle Golf, inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street. Book a tee time today or learn more at Double Eagle Golf.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some Hydro Massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,400 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th. See Club for details.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, be a little breezy at times, those winds out of the southwest. Otherwise, we'll see a high of around 47. Tonight, we'll see clear skies with an overnight low around 24. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies do return. We'll see an afternoon high around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Back with Vershawn Jackson. Powered by Bauer. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. I am the black shirt. I'm with
Mark.
And who else I'm with?
The captain.
All right. In this black shirt segment, we want to talk about Tony White. Now, we all know that Tony White had an interview the other day for San Diego State, a place where he coached at for what, 13 years, wasn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it was a long time. I'll double check.
So, he interviewed for that job. He's one of the hottest coaches probably around this year. Running the 3-3-5. Now, if we lose Tony White, do we keep the 3-3-5 or do we just hire a guy that runs a 4-3? What do you think on that, Buck?
I think it's interesting. Obviously, you would want continuity. I don't know if you've got somebody from the defensive coaching staff now that you would want to elevate kind of just where they are in their careers. Maybe you would. It would limit your coaching pool if you're going to be stuck on this 3-3-5 type of idea. But I mean, it was an overwhelming success, especially with just kind of the guys you inherited, the few that you could grab from the transfer portal. Boy, that's a tough call. I traditionally like a 4-3. I think obviously with anything, it matters more the players you have than the system you run. Rarely can that overcome the player, dynamic players on another team. So I don't know if it matters too much. I guess I wouldn't limit my search to 3-3-5 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'd be open to moving.
My question is, how many 3-3-5 coaches is out there like Tony White though? That's the question though. How could you find that guy? You mean that's a lot of looking.
Yeah, it's just less of a pool. That's why I think I would be open to the best fit, a guy that could come in. I think if you run, because it's, again, a lot of the preseason talk was like, oh my goodness, how are they going to get eaten alive with a 3-man front in the Big Ten? And they didn't run that a whole lot. I'd like to see somebody, break it down how often they actually had 3 down linemen, because obviously the versatility of the 3-3-5 defense is what kind of stands out. So I wouldn't limit myself to just that coaching pool because it narrows it down quite a bit. But I wouldn't be against it either. I mean, because they've had that sort of success. So I suppose they could go either way.
Captain.
I'm kind of like Bach. I like the traditional 4-3. I don't like to see Prince and number 10 and number 11 playing nose or playing against defensive tackles. I don't think that I think that it wears on them. They're not big enough to do that. Can they get it done? They got it done for the most part. But when it was time to stop the run, it was tough to stop the run. So I'd like to see Nash and Agent Zero. I would like to see or 1 or whatever number they are in there, Robinson. I would like to see those 2 guys stick in there, stay in there, play games against that defensive line, and then could you imagine having Jamari on one end and having 11 on the other end?
Mm-hmm.
That's another 3 years to 4 years of who knows how big, strong, and fast these guys are going to get. So when they know they can only come off of one side and they're, they've been strong side, right side. When they go strong side, right side, the guy that's on the right, that's his side. The guy that's on the left, that's his side. I would just like to see more of a traditional, these guys are in the game, not so much this wholesale change during play. So 3rd down play, I'm rushing in, I'm ruffling in 5 players. So I would rather see guys that can play, every down from ding to dong, 1st down to 3rd down to multiple series downs.
All right. So
it's a blow if he leaves.
Yeah, with me though, you're gonna miss Tony White because he did something special in 1 year. Now he took the talent he had and made it great, or made it good,
made it better.
But they did develop. But the thing is with me, now you go to a 4-3 defense. If he does leave, you go back to 4-3 because I'm gonna tell you a couple of reasons why you go to 4-3. Because first of all, you have the depth at defensive line now. Especially with Ty Robinson and Hutchmacher back, because those are your 2 tackles right there. They're the big guys. No way those 2 guys, that other guy supposed to be in at a defensive end last year. Now you take Prince. What's his name? Help me out. Bach's gonna help me out with the names. Okay, you take Prince, put him on one side. You take the kid from IMG, who is Cam Linhart. You put him on the other side. Now you got a great two-man freshman, not both freshmen.
Yeah.
Both freshmen, so they're going to be here for another 2-3 years. So now you got Elijah Judy, you got who else? You
James Williams, Riley Van Poppel, Jamari Butler. I mean,
then you have like but now you have Danny Noonan's son coming back. Now you put these guys. Now you got a good supporting cast. Now you go to linebackers, which is going to be real good for you because now you got a guy that played. But let me tell you something about this guy. This guy can be coached. He hasn't been coached right yet. Because I've seen this guy play because he plays at a fast pace. Now, you have a guy in Toby Wright's son, Buddha Wright. You have Gabar. You have the Fields kid who redshirted, but you still have who else you got at linebacker?
Yeah, I mean that's the question is that because you kind of get a little bit thin there if Reimer and Henrich move on, and Henrich.
But like I said, you still got MJ Sherman. He can plug in at middle linebacker. He can be a plugger. Not your guy from Florida. What's his name?
Chief Borders.
Chief Borders is a defense end. He's too big for linebacker. He's 6'3", 245. I don't know about that. He's a tweener. But now you got linebackers. I mean, you go to junior college, you might want to get you some linebackers there, some help, or some guys that can fit the mold. DB's always been a strong point of this team because now you're going to go from 5, but you're going to go to 4, and you go back to the traditional strong safety, free safety, and your 2 corners. That's why I think that 4-3 because you have the depth at defensive line that you didn't have a couple years ago.
Yeah, we got to get dealt. I think we need to make sure that we build depth across the board. You know what I mean? And you got to have it at linebacker.
Yeah,
our linebackers struggled. We struggled. We struggled in space. We struggled filling holes. We struggled shuffle, and turn and going. We struggled with angles. There's things that those linebackers got to get under control. 0541 says this. Nebraska finished the year without any of the following: 1,000-yard rusher, 500-yard rusher, or 1,000-yard passer, 500-yard rusher, 315-yard receiver. Since 1970, 1,449 FBS schools have played 12 games in a season. Nebraska is only the 3rd team of that 1,449 to not have a single player reach those milestones. Wow. Wow.
Ooh. That's some studying right there. Hey, he went back.
It took a while to get that stat.
That's good stuff,
Well, and it's believable though too, because you're rotating quarterbacks. The running back position, never really took off. I mean, you'd think that at least somebody would have a strength somewhere. And so I'm sure the quarterback, especially, kind of throws that off because usually if you have a bad team, maybe your quarterback would play for a long time enough to get 1,000 yards, but. That's why I'm not sure if this offense is close. It's got a long ways to go. And really, I think the success of next year and what we will, kind of deem successful is how much of a stride they can make. And obviously, if the defense doesn't take too much of a step back, because you could have won with an average offense, you kind of had a bad offense with an average offense. I mean, you might be at 7-8 wins right now.
Dave Arenu says, Gilbert wasn't a bust. It was a steal. You cold-blooded boy. Texas Casanova says, the transfer portal reminds me of pretty girls. Behind every pretty girl, there's some guy tired of her crap. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading.
You look at the Heisman finalists here this year. The 3 of them that I would expect: Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Michael Penix Jr. all transfer quarterbacks. So there's some good deals out of the portal if you can find them.
So we call this the transfer Heisman.
Well, it's been this way before. This isn't new. I mean, the quarterback's transfer portal is fascinating, and we've already seen all these names getting in there, and Nebraska fans are trying to choose which one they would pick. Again, reminding you that there's a bevy of teams out there that are going to be going after these guys, and it's going to be a bidding war. So it's going to be fun, and it's not your traditional, not maybe your dad's college football, even though back then there were transfers here and there that made impacts. But this is just kind of the new wave.
All right, Terrell, keep going.
What else we got, Bach? We'll let Bach have the segment.
You can't let Bach have the black shirt segment.
Well, we just did that segment, Rashawn.
It's not over.
All right,
if you do it to break, then that would have been enough for the.
All right, let me do it. My other bag of shit. Oh, so we've been waiting for this news too. Chip Kelly will return.
Yeah.
To UCLA after saying mostly all year that he was going to get fired. They decided to keep him. Do we play UCLA next year?
We do.
Oh, I get to see where they play him at.
Here.
Oh, we get to see Chip Kelly.
That's right.
I don't know what game I want to go to next year because you have UCLA coming. You have Colorado coming. Do we play Ohio State next year?
We play Ohio State and USC, but on the road.
On the road. I might ride with VJ to Ohio State. What you think about that, Bob? You want to take a road trip?
Yeah, I'd go with you guys. That'd be cool.
Yeah. See if we can find the cheapest ticket for us, Bob. We might be sitting up there at the beginning of the Buckeye.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I was kind of surprised. Obviously, UCLA beat USC, and the rumors going into that weekend were that Chip Kelly would be fired basically after the California game if they did beat USC, and which they did. But maybe that was enough to convince them to bring him back, because if they would have waited the next week, and maybe they did, UCLA lost to California, which was kind of embarrassing and not in a very competitive fashion. So I don't know. It just kind of depends on where you see UCLA. They've been waiting on Chip Kelly for years. His first 3 years there, didn't get more than 4 wins in a season. The last 3 years kind of got something rolling, 8 wins, 9 wins, and now 7. But I thought this year there should be a bit of an expectation of a drop-off, because last year they had Jake Bobo and DTR. I mean, they lost a lot. And so there was a drop-off in this year, even though at times they're in the top 25, they finished 7-5. Not where you'd want to be, but not too far off, I think, from what a realistic expectation would be. But I guess you're not always looking backward. You're now looking forward. And do you think Chip Kelly can usher UCLA into a competitive era in the Big Ten? I don't know. We've seen his offense here at Nebraska, and that didn't work too well.
Well, I think Chip Kelly is like lower-level James Franklin. I think they'll fit in right below Penn State as a 9-3 team, 8-4. Probably better than us either way it goes. But I used to like Chip Kelly, especially when he was with Oregon, and when Scott Frost was there. They was very popular back then, and he kind of fell off after he went to the pros and came back. But you got to give a man credit; he kept his job.
Nebraska has first 4 home games at home. UTEP, Colorado, Northern Iowa, Illinois. First 4.
Yeah. The first 7 games, in fact, look pretty gettable. Looks like if Nebraska wants to, build up, they could win some of those games. Obviously, there's no obvious games where Nebraska rolls their helmet on the field anymore. But those last 5, that's when it gets pretty difficult.
Jeez, I'm going to be in Indiana that many times. Ohio.
You can drop me off. I get to see my grandbaby. I won't even come to the game. Just pick me up on the way back.
Oh, there you go. I get to go to USC. I never went to the Rose Bowl.
Well, USC is the Coliseum.
You driving?
I've never been to the Coliseum or the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
You driving?
Yeah, I'm driving. Of course.
God, you have to leave like Monday.
It's a 24-hour drive. Straight through. 22. Probably 20 with me.
Don't get lost in the desert out there.
Please stop it. I got a roadmap in my mind. Hey, Bach, offensive coordinator. A lot of plays up here, baby. You got to know where you're going to get to where you're going. We're going to throw it to break. 93.7 The Ticket is the Captain Show. Love these dudes. We'll be right back.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some hydro massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,400 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card, just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal is November 30th. See Club for details.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
It's football season, and that means coaches everywhere are busy making game plans. I'm Matt Knipe with Liberty Law Group. Teams make game plans because no two opponents are the same. At Liberty Law, we understand that no two cases are the same. Whether facing a DUI, criminal charge, or you were injured and it wasn't your fault, we tailor our legal game plan to meet your unique needs. We are relentless trial attorneys serving all of Nebraska. To learn more, go to libertylawnebraska.com. That's libertylawnebraska.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, be a little breezy at times for those winds down to the southwest. Otherwise, we'll see a high of around 47. Tonight, we'll see clear skies with an overnight low around 24. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies do return. We'll see an afternoon high around 52. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
$93.7 The Ticket. It's the Captain Show. We're powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Power.
Underground.
Rag.
Let's
go,
baby.
I've got to work on my Optimus Prime voice. I might try to go for the Optimus Prime, the new Optimus Prime. You think it'll work?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I know you got a lot of texts, guys. We can't get to all these texts today. I'm sorry. Big Slim and the boys. Big Slim says, sure, wish we had a quarterback like Adrian Martinez. Do we?
I would like his playmaking skills. I'm not sure. I'm pretty. I don't know. Maybe it was the pairing with Scott Frost, but I'm fairly convinced we wouldn't win those games with Adrian either. It just never happened. They tried it for 4 years.
All I just want to see us do is just to make sure that we get the best available possible to help us win games. Not go get guys that are going to be a career backup, or it's going to take 2 years for them to do anything, or a one-hit wonder. I mean, I think you got to build. I mean, you've got plenty of time. We are 1 year into an 8-year deal. You don't have to rush. Build these guys up, man. Train them up. And I think if we train them up from the bottom up, it'll make us stronger once those younger guys. I mean, could you imagine that all these young guys that we got that are freshmen and sophomores, in 2 years, what are they going to look like? So it's up to the coaches, the strength staff, nutritionists, all those people that help those young men be the best version of themselves. It's up to them and the player to dedicate. You don't just have to do one workout. You can do two. Right? In order to be great, you got to do what the good ones won't do. The good ones aren't working out twice. They're just doing what the card says. The great ones are doing push-ups. The great ones are doing sit-ups, jumping jacks. They're doing the extra stuff that's going to help them be a better athlete. I heard a story. There's a great basketball player, Kenny Smith. Mm-hmm. How many championships Kenny Smith won?
2.
On his basketball team, the high school team, they told him, he was like, Kenny, you ain't the best player. You ain't even close. And Kenny said, well, what do I got to do to be better? Said, you got to outwork everybody. And Kenny said, so he stopped taking the elevator and started running the stairs. He said he started doing everything ordinary, extraordinary. So everything they were calling him to do that was regular, he was going above and beyond the call of duty because he wanted to be great. And that's how he made it to North Carolina. And the rest is history. We have to become a football team that is built on toughness, mentally and physically. We have to be built on knowing what we're doing. We have to be built on teaching young men to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Thrive on the go. That means attack and adjust on the fly. Terrell, what do you got, man? Last words.
Well, I just don't want to be in the same situation on November 27, 2027, saying Oh, this year 4 of a 5-7 season again. I just don't want to be in that predicament. So, I think we're in the right direction. I think we just need to play smarter. I just think we need to be a 4-quarter team. We're just a 3.5 quarter team right now. I think we got to get better in the weight room. When you say be bigger, stronger, faster, they was trying to do that this year, but at the same time, we had more injuries this year than we had any other year. So, is that the cause by trying to be bigger, stronger, faster in 1 year? As we know, this probably is going to be a work in progress because, without doing anything for the first 3-4 years when they was probably here, now all of a sudden you put that extra push on their body and it don't adapt well. So now, this is year 2 of rule workout sessions. So maybe it's better this year than last year.
Well, and obviously the younger players do have to put in that work, but a big part of this staff in college football now is re-recruiting your players. I mean, you think about, and I'm not saying it was a wrong decision, but you think about this team with Garrett Nelson on it, maybe could have helped quite a bit. So to get Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher back is absolutely huge. Let's see if they can kind of convince some of the other guys that have a decision to make to come back. And then the other thing is don't lose your big prospects that you do have that look like they're going to do well. We're seeing that in college football these days. Last year in the offseason, I think you lost your 2 best young prospects on each side of the ball, or your best on each side of the ball, in A.J. Allen and Ernest Hausman.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about these Camlin Harts and some of these young guys that we can see in 3 to 4 years. Make sure those guys are here in 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. Just don't let them play and again go get paid somewhere else.
Yeah.
Don't do the A.J. Allen on the Hausman.
I think Cam will be here. I think all these young guys, I think they've bought into Coach Rule and what he wants to get done. And I think Coach Rule is bought into what he's trying to get accomplished here. It's the team has got to start to make plays and do things differently than what we saw before. So it's are we headed in the right direction and trending in the right direction? I think so. We're 1 game better than we were last year. That to me is progress. But you can't go 5-7 next year. You can't go. You have to be at least 500. Ball. I can't believe I'm saying this.
I think in year 2 the expectations might even jump above 6-6 just because it's year 2. You kind of get this. They got this year where you kind of get these excuses, and yet there's still going to be that gap between bowl projections. Are making it to a bowl game, but in year 2, 6-6,
8-4.
Yeah, 8-4 would be a good step up.
9-3.
There you go.
Drinking the Kool-Aid already.
Let's drink some
I'm
Kool-Aid.
drinking the Kool-Aid. 9-3 next year.
It's doable. It's doable. Now you got to the only way we get that done is we have a solid player at quarterback. No other way. Like, we cannot go into it questioning who's the guy. We've done that for too long. Question, who's the guy at quarterback? Well, we don't know. So we want to make sure that this year, please, let's get a guy that especially if we're going to get in the portal, get a guy that's significantly better than every guy that you got in the stable. If not, train up the guy that you got. Show him what to do. I don't got anything else. Terrell, you going to play some COD, huh?
Yes, sir.
What do you got?
Season 6 in 7 days. New map.
What do you got, Bob?
Hey, just wanted to say from all of us here at 93.7 The Ticket, we'd like to give a huge shout out to Charlie Proper Interiors for making our 93.7 The Ticket studio ready for the Christmas season. Nikki Donovan came in here, and they're in here again right now, decorating our entire station. For help with greenery, trees, lights, and more, don't look anywhere else but to Charlie Proper Interiors online at charlieproper.design. Also, Adam Carricker coming up next.
It's so pretty in here.
Yeah.
Christmas like it's looking a lot just like Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Help him, Bach. Help him. Help him the word, because I think he was going somewhere. I was hoping he got it right, so that I could be like, "You're right, Terrell," but you tell him the words, Bach.
I'm not a Christmas person.
Yeah, I know, but you can sing that song. Tell them the words one more time.
Everywhere you go.
Santa Claus needs some loving.
That's a different Christmas album.
Hey, well, Santa Claus, you give him some loving by saying thank you, Santa.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what other Santa Claus song you know? Take us out with other Santa Claus song. What do you know?
I don't know. It's not Christmas yet. You got to wait December.
I hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling, a jing-jing ding-a-ling too.
What else,
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it,
you would even say it grows.
One foggy Christmas Eve. Do you think I don't know these words, man? I got the Christmas channel in my car right now.
Give me one more Christmas song before we go.
Frosty the Snowman. Yeah, there you go.
Wait for this. Wait for this. Hey. What's the second verse?
I got another one for you. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell. Let's get out of here, Bob. Take us out.
Let's get out of here.
Be as good as live action. As good
Take
as
us out,
live
Bob. Get us out.
He make it all happen. Other shows, they be lacking. You now down with the action, down with the action. All you gotta do is just come through and kick it. Boy, I guarantee that you'll be loving every minute.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Leaves are falling and the temperatures are cooling down, but don't put your golf clubs away. Double Eagle Golf makes golf leagues and events possible year-round. Leagues are underway with winter leagues beginning on November 27th. Check out